This episode has been brought to you by Manscaped. The new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is every man's cheat code to look good, feel good, and turn the page on confidence this year. Go to manscaped.com, use the code GULCH20 for 20% off plus free shipping today. This week on the Heart of the Gulch YouTube show, we sit down with musician/songwriter Kasey Tyndall. In our Walk the Line episode, Kasey performs from her self-titled album, her single, Crystal Methodist. Let's check out the episode. We are in the Heart of the Gulch. I'm your host, Tony Mendoza, and today I'm very excited for my guest. She just released her self-titled debut album. We got the one and only Kasey Tyndall in the building.
What's up, everybody?
My gosh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
First of all, you look amazing. You got the rocker boots on and everything.
Yes, this is like, I feel like my go-to outfit for like stage and life and the grocery store, and it's great.
Well, you know, I was doing research on you, and the number one thing that I found was how much rock has influenced your sound.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm curious to know, North Carolina.
Yep.
What do you miss so much about North Carolina that you don't get in Nashville, Tennessee?
Oh, I mean, my family. I have none here, so they're all back home. But I mean, I just love, my family lives about an hour and a half from the beach. My mom actually lives at the beach, and so I do miss the beach part, and being landlocked here. I mean, we've got some lakes, but it's just not the same.
It ain't the same.
Anytime I get to go home and go to the beach, or honestly, I love going to the mountains too. And I always make an excuse to stop halfway in the mountains on my way home.
See, Nashville is one of those towns, so from South Texas, and we were talking about some of the amazing places you played. And
yes.
Floor's Country Store is one place that you played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Texas, you're a landlocked kind of in the beginning, so in Nashville, I feel a little landlocked.
Yeah.
And I could only imagine because, growing up in North Carolina, it's a gorgeous state.
It is so pretty.
You guys got everything from the mountains to the beautiful sea. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious to know, when you were going through your stage in life, where did you find, your escape location? Where's your escape?
I mean, honestly, I grew up deer hunting a lot. And so, like, our hunting club that we were a part of, which is, not in the mountains or the beach, it was just about an hour from where I'm from. And that, to me, was an escape growing up. I just really enjoyed being in the woods, being in the outdoors. And it was such a beautiful land. And so that was just my escape for sure.
What was your favorite prize? When you were hunting, what was your favorite thing you ever hunted?
I mean, deer.
Yeah. But do you have like a certain pointer that you got?
I killed an 8-pointer that was pretty big. It's the only one I have on the wall. Yeah, it's the only one I have on the wall. And but I mean, just doing it, just the fellowship with everyone that I hunted with, growing up and stuff. That's what made it so special to me.
Have you ever been to a write where they took you out to the countryside and you got to not only write, but also got to hunt? Yeah,
I've been on a few of those. I've been duck hunting a few times with different camps of people, and we end up writing and playing, which is always fun because I get to mix two of my favorite things together. I mean, can't beat it.
No, absolutely not. And when I was going back to some of your music, and the song that really resonated with me was Pulling Weeds.
Oh, yeah.
I love that song.
Thank you.
And, talk to me about the writing process behind Pulling Weeds, and, why is it important to you?
I mean, Pulling Weeds is for anybody that's in the desert, or in the valley, in the valley. Anyone that's in the valley just kind of going through that point in life where they just can't seem to get ahead, or just nothing is going their way. It actually was kind of happening to a friend of mine, and that's where this idea came from. It was just like, no matter what she did, she just like couldn't catch a break and so that's what gave me the idea. And I love that song because sonically it's just rocking, and it's so fun to play live, but also it's just got a powerful message. And so I always tell people, if you're in the valley, turn on Pulling Weeds.
Absolutely. And then I think about your self-titled album, right? And this is a question I've been asking just lately, and I love where it takes people. So your favorite, I know they're all your babies, but if you had to pick your favorite song on that album, but then also the most underrated song on that album.
Okay. Oh, that's a tough question. My favorite song, I want to say it's a tie, but I'm not going to do that. I feel like my favorite song is Middleman.
Ooh.
Just because I've already put that song out before. But we just felt like it didn't get its shot, like its opportunity. And that song is just, it's my favorite song I've ever written. And so when my label was like, yeah, we can do it again, I'm like,
Come on now. Yeah.
So we kind of reimagined it and put it on this record. And so that's still my favorite song. But the most underrated song,
that you want more people to go back right now on Spotify and listen to. Exactly.
Now that is a tough one. I guess I would have to go to my other favorite song to answer that question, and that's Famous. Famous is just, it's just a fun vent session, as I call it, about the downsides of fame. And I haven't even reached that level of fame that this song really talks about, but it's just, you know, this is such a crazy business, and this song just kind of highlights the little bit of bad there is.
You know, that's, you're teeing it up perfect for me, because one thing I think about is, you know, in this business and being a creative, there's highs and there's lows, but in any business, you need to have, you know, there's your favorite in each business.
Yeah.
Your favorite thing that you do every day as a musician. What's your absolute favorite? But then also, I want you to give me the one thing you got to do that may not be your favorite.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of all of it is performing, and then writing is right below
Right there.
that. And it's my favorite part is just get on stage and just really connect with the crowd, and we all just escape life for 45 minutes to an hour and a half, you know. And the hardest part about it is just, you know, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. You have to miss a lot of things. And I think every artist would kind of agree with that. But also there's a lot of like politics in the music business that you it's not always about talent. It's not always about hard work. You're gambling with a lot of luck too, which is hard, because if you're somebody like me, I grew up as a hard worker. Like when I was in college, I had 3 jobs. I was kind of dumb for that, but I had 3 jobs, was going to school, and it's just, you can't just come here and just work really hard. There's so much more to it. And so, that was kind of like a culture shock for me a little bit. Like, you know, growing up, it's like you work hard, you get something.
You get something out of it.
And yeah, and so it's just kind of not that, it is and it isn't. I don't know how to really explain that, but yeah, I love that I get to do what I get to make a living doing what I love to do. Like, how awesome is that?
Dude, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, totally.
You know, I think about Nashville. There's a lot of no's in Nashville.
Oh,
Nashville
more
doesn't
no's
start with
than
an N
yeses.
if there isn't a no.
Right?
So there's a lot of doors that close on you in this town, and you kind of talked about it right now, right? That's kind of the hardest part, is the politics behind everything you do, because you can work your butt off on something, but if you don't give the right opportunities, maybe not the whole world will see it. So when you do get those no's, I'm curious to know where you're driven by. Are you driven by the no's, or are you driven by the possibilities?
Both. I mean, it also depends on the season of my life that I'm in. You know, a lot of those no's cause me to have some chips on my shoulder, and I'm going to go prove these people wrong. But also, I appreciate the no's, because that means those people or those doors were meant to be closed, or, you know, those people were meant to be out of my life. And that just means there's another door to be open that is the right door. So I try to have that mentality too, because that has proven itself. Like, you know, this door closed, but when this one opened, oh my gosh, my career got better. I met better people. You know, I'm a full believer in what's meant to be is supposed to be too.
100%. And then, you know, I think about the person that's watching this episode right now, and maybe they're dealing with some no's and challenges. Maybe it may be your job that you're working at, or maybe you didn't get that promotion you wanted. What piece of advice could you give that kind of gets you going in the right path, where that no is really just that chip on your shoulder, but you keep on trucking through?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's most important to remind yourself that there's a reason why this no is happening. And that reason will be revealed. But as long as you have faith and just know that another door is about to open. Don't know what it is, but it's about to open.
It's about to open. Well, when I think about doors opening, one thing that I think about is all the amazing places that those doors lead to.
Yep.
Same thing to like being in, you talked about performing to a crowd. That's one of your favorite things.
Yep.
Now, when you're performing to a crowd, what's your favorite type of crowd to perform to? Because there's so many kinds. There's the honky-tonk crowd. There's the songwriter crowd where it's real quiet. And then also, those crowds that don't listen to you at first.
Oh, yeah.
You remember those back in the day when you were just playing there and they were just having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
And you just what's your favorite crowd to play to?
All of them, because I feel like I morph to what is going on. So like, just say, it's a standing room club and the energy is just high from the start. People are excited. And you just feed off of that. I also like a theater type of crowd because that's a different set list. That's like, I'm still doing the same thing, but I can kind of, I always have this goal that I want them standing up by the end of it. And so there's that fun in that. And then I do love the challenge when I get in front of a crowd that might not know me yet. And so they're not really listening, and that my goal is to have them hanging out at the merch table after, getting to know me and wanting to hear my music more than what they heard at the show. So I like aspects of all of them. It's really hard to pick my favorite, but like if I have to, just a rowdy ass crowd that's ready to go from the jump.
Where you got the boots ready to kick some butt. Now, you talked about having, those crowds that you have to really play for them to kind of wake up. And there's nothing better than a feeling than seeing people kind of just like, wait a second, what's going on right now? What's that song you like to play to make people go like, well, wait a second?
I always do one cover, at least just one cover. It's like, especially it's my favorite. This song is my favorite when I'm opening for a crowd that really probably doesn't know who I am yet. And it's Fancy by Reba.
Ooh.
Because every type of crowd, when they hear that lick at the beginning, they're like, oh, she's cool. It's like, okay, we can get down with her every time.
Isn't it crazy that music can do that? Like just a lick or just the beginning of a song just turns it into rock and roll.
Totally.
And speaking of rock and roll, talk to me about the Wrong Side of Rock and Roll.
Ooh. Wrong Side of Rock and Roll is actually the only song that I didn't write or that I didn't help write on my record. This song got pitched to me, probably almost 2 years ago now. And, this project took a while to record. And I remember, because at that time, I hadn't written like the back half of the record. So we were like, let's get some pitches and just see if anything resonates with me. And when I heard this song, I ran around my house and I cried a little bit because I felt like I wrote it. Like there's been interviews where I've accidentally said that I helped write the song because in my brain, it's like, it feels like I did, but I did not. Lauren Watkins, Joey Hyde, and Emily Shackleton wrote the song.
Wow, those are awesome people to write the song.
Oh yeah, and this song is just cool because when you listen to the song, it could sound like a breakup, but it's actually a self-reflective song, which is super cool. So that I love when songs do that because the audience can feel what they want to feel and feel what they need to feel with it. And so that song is just about like seasons changing and, you're just growing up.
Well, it's challenging because you brought up being pitched a song, right? And for the folks that are watching this that aren't in Nashville, that do not get pitched a song, which just basically means other folks are writing it and they're choosing, they're throwing it up to see if you would like to cut it.
Yes.
Now, how challenging is that? Because I can imagine being a musician like yourself, you get pitched a lot of different ideas.
I'm also a writer and I also write for other people. So I normally just co-write everything, but I'm a huge believer in the songs win. The best songs win. And so I don't, when it comes to my project, I don't have to write the songs. It's just in the past, it's kind of just been that way. Because who better can tell your story than yourself, but yeah, it's, I remember it was like a ton of songs I sifted through to, until I got to Wrong Side of Rock and Roll. And it was only that one that really hit me. So it's really kind of tough to as a writer, really write somebody's story. And so it's really special when it connects.
Well, also if it's for your self-titled album.
Yeah, totally.
Because everything, I love that with self-titled albums, that is like the foundation for you forever.
100%.
And I think, and that's actually my favorite. I'm not sure if it's your favorite, but my favorite thing to do is when I'm looking up a musician's discography, I go to their first one or I go to their self-title so I can get a good gauge because all the hard work that you put into the music is on that first one.
Well, and you know, my very first one from way back in 2017, it wasn't a self-titled, and I agree with you on that because this record feels like my first record. It feels like my launching pad, and I love those songs. I'm not like discrediting 100%. It at all, but I agree with you. So for this record, you know, I tell my team all the time, I'm not the like influencer-y type. I'm not like hey, like I don't know, I'm just plain Jane as hell. Yeah. So I said to them, I was like, we really have to almost reintroduce myself to the world with this album. And the only way or the best way for me to be like, hi, my name's Kasey Tyndall is through my music. So how do I do that with this record? I was like, every song on here, I want to either does or could pertain to my life. So I'm happily married with a kid. There wasn't a breakup song on the record. Even this one song called Four Roses sounds like it could be like a fight, you know, and my husband is the one who's like, no, you can put it on the record because if we ever did fight, this is how you would do it. And I'm like, going on the record. Because it was such a good song. I was like, no, I don't want it to get the boot because it doesn't match what I want to do. But that is what we did for this record. And I truly feel like we accomplished that. You can see every part of who I am on this record.
See, and that's why I love to go to self-titles. Now,
that's so smart.
Man, I have to take a break here to thank the sponsor of this episode, but darn it, I'm enjoying where this conversation is going. So I'm gonna ask another question here.
Yeah.
How many records got the boot though?
Like how many songs are whole records? Or...
Well, I'm talking about how many songs did not get cut on the album that you just kind of have, and you're just like, you know, do songs ever die?
I mean, it is sad how many songs just sit in a Dropbox link that never see the light of day. Because, I mean, you think about it, I write at least 4 days a week. That's a lot of songs.
I'm nervous about what I'm telling you now because I don't want to say something and it pops up on a record.
And there's tons and tons of songwriters that are writing 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And those songs, and think about the amount of songs that actually come out. It's so sad. It really is so sad. But for this record in particular, when we got it down, I think only about 5 didn't make it.
Okay.
That could have made it. Because like I said, also, you know, I also write for other people too. So a lot of those songs end up just getting pitched into the Dropbox link world, as I call it.
The ether.
The ether.
Well, you know, this show will be thrown into the ether if I don't take a break in this episode to thank the sponsors of this episode. We'll be right back with Kasey after this.
This episode has been brought to you by Manscaped. The new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is every man's cheat code to look good, feel good, and turn the page on confidence this year. Go to manscaped.com, use the code GULCH20 for 20% off plus free shipping today.
Man, talk to me what it must be like to be on a stage, because I think about your attitude, your energy. I watched, you know, obviously I had to see like Who Are You on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Lainey Wilson says it best. You are a ball of energy.
Yep. It's so funny because I feel so calm like off the stage. But yeah, the stage is where I just let loose. I love it. I love how loud my band is, and we just have a good time. It's just energy. The whole show is energy. Even for the slow songs, I feel like energy is the word.
First of all, do you have any things that you like to do, prepare before getting on stage? And then talk to me about those butterflies. Do you still get the butterflies?
Oh yeah, and the day I don't get them, I should probably quit. I love the adrenaline rush. I usually my pre-show ritual is just, you know, hanging out with the band before. They're my brothers, and probably have a vodka soda these days, and say a prayer, and we just go out there and just.
Who's the funniest in the band?
Oh, Shane Smith.
Shane Smith?
Dude, yeah. He's hilarious.
Give me a story. Give me a small story, a total Shane Smith story.
Oh, see, the problem is none of them can be said on camera.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of what he's just. There's no like real particular story. He's just freaking hilarious. And he's like my day one. Like when I first put my band together, like 10 years ago. He's been with me ever since. And he's worn so many different hats with the band and playing instruments, and he's awesome, but he's just hilarious.
How important is it to have band members and crew around you that truly get your vision? Because at the end of the day, your name is what's on, the show bill.
Yeah.
So your band and just the folks behind you have to be all in on you. So how important is it to make those connections?
So important, like to the point where just say I had an opening in my band. Just hypothetical speaking. Just say I had an opening in my band and there was 2 guitar players that I was thinking about. I would rather have the one that plays maybe not quite as good, but is a better hang and is a better because you spend more time traveling and more time like putting your energy into the relationship of that person. And so I think it is so important to find people that get it and are just good people and add value to your life, not only your show.
And that's super important because you guys are going to go through a lot of tribulations and issues around the road. Man, it's challenging because being a musician and going to different states all across America, you're doing that right now with Megan Moroney, right?
Oh, we're about to, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. I'm going to be doing 4 dates with her this year, which is so fun. And we just got off the road we went out with Ian Munsick, Ella Langley, who else? Ashley McBryde. Yep. We did her last year. And we're doing Megan Moroney this year. And we're just so excited. We're about to play the Ryman again, which is fun.
Dude, come on now.
Yep. Really, really excited for these Megan dates. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be a different crowd that I'm not used to, and I'm so pumped. I was shocked when I got that call, like in a great way. Really thankful that she asked me to go out on the road.
Well, I think about, man, you just said a lot of different crowds there.
Yeah.
And each crowd is unique.
Right.
And the thing is that all of them are there at the same time. They're there to see you too.
Yeah.
And you're going to put on a great show that's going to inspire more people. But I want to ask, you brought up the term hang, right? And musicians love that term.
Yeah.
Who's the better hang?
Right.
So I'm curious to know, out of all those different folks that you just named, who do you have the closest relationship with?
I mean, all of them really are just such great people. They were all great hangs. I'm friends with all of them. I'm really close to Ian's wife, Caroline. We have this kind of girl group, and so I would say I'm the closest to him just because of Caroline, and she's one of my best friends. She was in my wedding. But I love all of them. I mean, they all are just so great, and their fans are so great. I haven't had any horror stories of opening for anyone that I didn't like, which I've been really lucky because, I say that. I don't know. People say that all the time, but I'm like, I feel like everyone's wonderful. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. It's all about making those connections with people. And you talked about it a little bit. It's being on the road and going across the United States.
Yep.
I'm curious to know, was there ever a location in the United States that you went to where you saw the fans that showed up and they're all for you? Was there a state that surprised you?
Texas.
Yeah.
And because I'm glad that we brought this up earlier because that would remind me of that. But, it's fun when you open for somebody or you play a show somewhere, and then really when you open for somebody and you go back to that same place and it's a different crowd, but those people showed up, they showed up for you. And that's what happened with me. I played there with Ashley McBryde, and it was so crazy when I went back and opened at the same Helotus. At Floor's Country Store.
Yeah.
I went back and opened up for Ella there, and there was a bunch of people like, we saw you with Ashley. Like, that's so cool because it's like, oh, I'm doing something right. And it's always great. But yeah, Texas surprised me though, because Texas is Texas, and it is hard. It's a hard market to tap into, and so was really thankful that
to have
They
that
seem to
fan
like
base.
me, yeah.
Well, okay, first of all, I think you have kind of a Texas twang to you.
Nice.
So
I like
that is definitely a compliment.
Yeah.
And shout out to all the pretty girls out there that have a Texas twang to them as well. But the reason why I'm so happy, and I wish I was wearing my Flores shirt right now, because actually this is the shirt that I'm wearing right here is a tavern out of Texas.
Oh, nice.
I'm from Helotes, Texas.
You're from Helotes?
Well, I'm from San Antonio
Oh,
originally,
yeah. Wow. That's
But
funny.
right next to where I grew up in Helotes, Texas, is Flores Country Store.
I love Flores.
Oh, and
what a great place.
It makes me feel so good that you have a connection there, because that is, and for the folks that are watching this that are fans of you, Flores Country Store is just a honky tonk band that's just it's a small place. It's where Willie Nelson got his break.
Yep.
And but you said tapping into the Texas market.
Yeah.
That is, you brought it up yourself. That's a whole world within
whole
itself.
world. Yeah, totally. And it's some people, they could have number ones on the radio and go to Texas and not sell.
Never leave.
or they start in Texas and they blow up in Texas and they just stay there. Yeah.
Kojo.
Oh,
Kojo did the same thing.
Kojo blew up everywhere. He's the man. Kojo's the man.
You think about, how many venues have you played in the state of Texas?
Not many.
Not many.
Not many.
And obviously Flores was one of them. Have you? So I'm going to name out just a few of my favorite.
Okay.
And I'm just curious if you played it.
Yeah.
Okay, Green Hall.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet.
Bucket
Okay.
list.
Okay, good, because I love Green Hall. That's a great one. What about oh my gosh, Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth. It is Billy Bob's.
Not yet. Another bucket list.
Okay.
Another bucket list.
Well, I think about all these places like the Ryman that are in Texas. But the fact that you're here in Nashville, Tennessee, we're here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep.
The Ryman. Talk to me about that special place.
Ooh. You want a funny story about the Ryman?
Please.
Well, it's not funny. My part is funny of it, but it's said to be haunted. And even Ian Munsick saw the ghost. And I think it's Hank. We think it's Hank Sr. And Hank Jr., I think, said, yeah, that's my dad. But it's said to be whenever someone is sound checking and they're really good, that he shows up and sits in the crowd. Like, there's a picture of it. There's this famous picture that goes around Nashville, and it's little Jimmy Dickens. They snapped a picture of him walking across the stage just during the day. It wasn't like a crowd in there. And
there's Hank Sr.
There's Hank Sr. sitting in the crowd, and it's creepy. So when I did my Ryman debut, I sang terrible. Like, for not in the show, but during sound check, because I was like, I do not want to see a ghost. But it is, it's just magical. The sound in there is just everything I expected it to be. And I made my debut with opening for Old Crow Medicine Show. And then now we're about to play it with Maddie and Tay, which is going to be so fun. But any chance I can be at the Ryman, I'm there.
Well, you gave me goosebumps, just so you know. And it wasn't because of the ghost. It's because what you said about how important the Ryman is in the atmosphere of Nashville.
It's part of the foundation of
music here. But also it's like your sound and the music that you're putting out right now is resonating with so many people. And for you to have the ability to play in a place like Flores Country Store, but also play at a Ryman, totally two different audiences.
Yeah.
And for you to resonate, your songs to resonate. Do you fully realize how much you inspire people?
I don't, but I'm very thankful, and I know that the job that I have and the gift I've been given, I can't, is to not be taken lightly. I never take advantage of it, and I know that I have an opportunity to make people smile or help people or just give somebody a reason to escape for 3.5 minutes. And I don't take that lightly.
No, of course not. And, I always try in my interviews, and I'm sure you guys know this too, is that there's a humongous fan of you. There's the biggest fan of you out there.
Yep.
And I want to channel you into me to ask the best questions I can for you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of interviewers don't think that way. And I want to make sure that whatever questions you have, I want to make sure that I'm channeling your energy right now to ask you. So one of the questions I want to ask you is, talk to me about a fan experience. What was one of the nicest gifts a fan's ever given you out on the road?
Oh, man. There's this really sweet girl. She always came to the Raleigh shows, but Raleigh, North Carolina, kind of near where I'm from, and she would travel and go to a lot of shows. But she brought, my husband's a firefighter, and she brought a bunch of bracelets for me. Like, she made them, and then one was like a firefighter bracelet, and then one was it said Jesus and Joan Jett. It's my biggest song. And then she did one for my daughter Sterling. It was just, I just remember how sweet that was. But there's been so many. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of them. And I keep them all. I have them in a box, and it's like my memory / fan box. So whenever I'm like, not on the road for a while, or, whatever, I can just pull that out and look at it and be like, oh, miss my fans.
Well, do you ever get people nervous to meet you?
Yes, but I'm just such a normal person. I put my underwear on the same way you do. And it's kind of, I make sure to make you feel that way. When I'm at the merch table, I want to stand out there and hug everybody and say hello if I can. And so, but yeah, I can tell when someone's nervous, and I always make them feel like I'm just like them.
I think it's so cool because there's nothing more flattering than a person that recognizes you, and then a person that just is in awe being in your presence.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's cool because I get to see you right now, and you do have this very much like, you have, what do the kids say? Aura?
Oh,
kids have an aura. You have an
you.
aura around you right now, and it's
Thank you.
And it's maybe it's because I'm just a fan of your music so much.
Thank you.
And I want to talk a little bit about just having those moments of when people get to meet you and they truly get to see the look inside of you. What would be the song that you have in your self-titled album that just really gets to know you?
Wow. Dang, that's the hardest question you've asked. Let me think. Right now, if I had to pick one that like really just got it all, probably be Not As I've Done, the song I wrote to my daughter, just because you can kind of like, I don't know, you kind of get a little bit of everything in that song. But also I feel like, it's just the project as a whole. It's just the whole thing. If you top to bottom, you're going to get every inch of who I am. And every corner of my soul is that album. But if I had to pick one, probably Not As I've Done.
Well, I love that. It's there's so many important things that I could ask you and that I want to ask you, but when I think about your struggles, I want to bring it back to this. So I want you to talk to me about those times that you've had that self-doubt, that you didn't believe in yourself. Maybe today you didn't wake up as hot as you always do.
Yeah.
What do you do? What are the tricks that you got that don't allow you to listen to that little voice in the back of your head, so you keep on going, you feel better through the day?
Oh, that's my faith in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I remember when, I guess I was maybe like 2 years here, not even 2 years here. I was living off like ramen and coffee. Like I had enough to pay rent, and that was about it. It comes down to COVID too. Like, it would get to COVID time and there was no shows to play and nobody was hiring, and I was at the end of my first pub deal and there was no money, and I was like, okay, I got to move home, and the Lord provided, and I stayed with Middleman. I needed a song, and we wrote Middleman, and that got me my next pub deal that allowed me to be able to stay in town when there was no money to be made. And so anytime I get to that point where I'm like, what the hell do? I just say a prayer and trust the process. And you'll hear every artist say that too, because there's so many different angles to what's going on. I'm working hard. My management's working hard. My publisher's working hard. There's so many things that you just never know. And eventually the hard work starts working, and to an extent. And when I say that, I mean the work is doing work, and the songs are living. And so whenever I feel like I'm not hot right now, I have to trust that the songs that I've put out, the moments that I've created, are living on.
Do you ever feel the pressure? Because
all the time.
Yeah, you feel the pressure
all the time.
It's challenging because like at a certain point, and I could ask you the question, why do you do this? And I'd assume you would answer the same way I would. It's not really for me anymore. It's for we.
Yeah, it's I was given a really cool gift, and I gotta keep rocking. Whatever it looks like, I'm gonna keep doing it.
And so talk to me about that pressure, because you have folks behind you that are championing you. You have fans that are actively looking for your music. Do you ever, sometimes, does the pressure ever get to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's different pressures. You have the pressure of just making it. Then there's the pressure of, hey, you're also a businesswoman or a businessman. Like, this is a business too. Like, you can't just, exist on a dream here. It's a business to be ran, and you have to deal with that side of things too. And then I also have a family. So there's different pressures. But like I said, I say a big old prayer and just put my blinders on and trust the process.
Well, you know, when you were telling me about the struggle point, right? Take me back to, when you didn't have a lot of money to buy, all the nice food. What's your
Still don't.
What's your favorite easy to make food that you don't need a lot of money for that you can eat every single day?
I mean, back then I could throw together like chicken and rice and just eat on that for like 4 days, probably a little past time when I should be eating it. But back then it was that. And I loved making like homemade spaghetti, and you could just have that for forever and get it pretty cheap, But yeah.
I think about when I was in college, and obviously when you're in college you don't got anything. So my favorite thing, I called it poor man's rice.
Oh yeah.
And what I would do is I would just get rice, make a big bowl of it, and I'd get the cheapest meat you can find. I don't care where it was, and I would just put it in there, mix it all up, and put some type of flavoring on it, and it got me through literally college with that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think so many people relate to that, because you may have your favorite like poor man's rice like I got, and don't feel bothered by it. Just get it through every single day to make it one step at a time. Now I have a fun game to play. It's this little spin the wheel over there. We're gonna take a quick break.
Okay.
We're gonna come right back. We'll spin the wheel 2 times. Leave you 2 questions.
Sounds good.
And I saw you brought your guitar here.
I did.
Okay, so we'll get to that in a minute.
All right.
After this. Oh, I didn't see you guys there. Hey, if you're enjoying the content that we provide, please consider subscribing to our Heart of the Gulch YouTube show. Hit the subscribe button that's right in front of you, or hit the Heart of the Gulch logo over here in the corner. And of course, like magic, hit the recommended subscribe button that's over here in the banner. We would love to have you guys here at the Heart of the Gulch YouTube channel, and let's get you back onto that interview right now. Now, I want you to bring me to your self-titled album, all right? Because when we're working with musicians in the studio, that they're studio musicians, shout out to y'all, because we need you guys.
Amen.
How do you tell your vision without stepping on too many folks when you say, I want this to sound like this?
There's not a lot of stepping over people at all. I think, when you find the right producer and like in my case, he just has all the great players he can call. I barely have to say much.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, here's the songs, and they kind of already know what my sound is, and they just get it done. Like it's so great. And also, I mean, these dudes are the best in the world.
Yes, they are.
And so being able to just be like, hey, just do what you do. I'm going to love it. I'm not very picky. I know a lot of people are, and I also like appreciate that too. Like they want their craft, or they want their project to sound exactly how they want it. But for me, it's just like, I've just been so blessed. The people I've gotten to work with, I've just been like, sounds great,
I love that.
Yeah, totally.
Because, with Nashville being, there's so many pros of what they do.
Oh, everybody is the best.
But also, you have a vision on how you want your songs to sound. Like, for example, we haven't talked about Men Like You.
Yeah.
Did you go into that with a certain type of sound you wanted? First of all, with Men Like You, did you come up with the lyrics first? Did you come up with the melody first? How did you come up with the song?
Honestly, it kind of is all at the same time.
Okay.
As I write, a melody just kind of
flows through you.
And so that song, and the production was so simple on that. There really wasn't much, direction. It's just, this is what it is. So I love the recording process. And like I said, I'm super blessed. My producer is Derek Wells, and he just gets it. Like, he just gets what I'm doing. And I rarely have notes. If I have notes, it's on my vocal, because I didn't like what I did.
Oh, let's dive on that. What's one thing that if you could tweak, or that you notice that you need to tweak when you're doing vocals?
I mean, it just depends on the day. It could be just in general, I heard something different that I would like to do in a certain spot, or if it's like, oh, I sounded like crap right there, I need to fix that, or hey, can you just see if there's another take that I did to cut and paste there. But yeah, I'm that's the only thing I'm nitpicky about is my vocal. And even then, I still think I make his job easy because he just does such a great job with like, you know.
What is the most challenging, you would probably say it's your vocal, the most challenging thing in the studio to deal with?
Probably the vocal, just because it's a different way of singing. So like how I sing on stage and how I sing in the studio are different. I don't know how to explain that. It feels like different muscles. It feels like a different place.
You're doing a lot more. So like when I think about in the studio, you need to focus on the very detailed of your voice.
And in a live show, it's there's a lot of reverb that it just makes you sound prettier than you are. Right? As long as you got a good sound guy out front. You really have to pay a little more attention in the studio, but it's just a different, I don't really know how to explain that. It's just a different way of singing. I definitely focus more on how I'm singing in the studio versus the stage. I'm just running around and hollering at you,
Well, speaking of running around, I want to spin that around a few times. So what I want you to do is you pick it up, you put it right here, spin it, and let's see where it takes us. We'll do two of them. I just implemented it this year. And then when you finish reading it, put it back down.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Ooh, okay.
Top three favorite non-country albums. Oh, yes. Top 3 favorite non-country albums.
Top 3 favorite non-country albums.
Definitely gonna go with the Riot record, Paramore, Under My Skin, Avril. I used to literally, I had this, karaoke machine that you could still play a regular CD that wasn't karaoke. And, I'd put that record in and I would just sit there in my closet in my room, and because I had a little, a spacious closet, and would just sing to it. It was just my favorite.
You made me just think of something real quick. So karaoke, when you know how to sing, does everyone make you sing karaoke? And what is a song that they'll always try to make you sing?
Yes, I always have to sing if there's karaoke. I always go with Fancy Reba. I mean, I know I cover it in my shows, but it's my favorite to also do karaoke if I have to sing.
Isn't that kind of cheating, though?
Kinda.
A little bit.
It's cheating.
It's a little cheating, but it's all right. It's all good. All right, 2 others.
Joan Jett's first 2 records, but right after she was in The Runaways.
Yeah.
As an independent artist. I mean, those 2 records, I know I'm only supposed to do one more record, but those 2 records were just so sick.
I think it's so the reason why I have that question on there is because I think one thing interviewers do is they ask too much, what's your inspiration? I get so annoyed when I hear a interviewer ask that question, because I know it's important.
Yeah.
Because that's where you drive everything. But see, you can go deeper questions than that.
Yeah. Totally.
And that's why I wondered about the albums, because there are something that you'll listen to, for example, when you hit the gym.
Oh, I see. That's so funny. I don't listen to a ton of country. I'm country as a butterbean, but I don't listen to a ton of country. I actually don't listen to much music when I'm not playing or writing. I do that to keep my brain fresh for writing.
I do that same thing for podcasting.
Yeah. And so I listen to podcasts, and I listen to, right now, it's just a ton of podcasts.
Are you a big conspiracy theory podcast person, or no? What is your vibe?
No, not really. Not the podcasts.
What in podcasts will you listen to?
I'm a big fan of the Sean Ryan Show.
Yeah.
Big fan. I do I like every once in a while listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, depending on who's on, if I relate to it or, but they're really long, so I don't normally get them all in.
I don't know how he does that.
I don't know. I think he does one every day. Let's see. I know this is funny, but I've been listening to the Dave Ramsey podcast. And that makes me sound so
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. I just have been enjoying that recently. And
people are in so much issues when they call there.
Dude, and it's just interesting to listen to how this makes me sound so funny right now. It's interesting to listen to how they tell people what to do in each situation. It's just really cool, I guess.
Well, it's you can look at that in both ways, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, have you ever met Dave Ramsey yet?
No, but he's in Franklin.
Yeah.
He's right here. I know, but that's really cool.
He's the most unassuming person ever if you meet him in person.
Have you met him?
Yes, I have.
That's awesome.
But the thing is, though, he's just like you, right? There's someone, right? You're someone's Dave Ramsey.
Oh.
In a way, you are, because there's people that are out there that will literally, when Dave Ramsey walks in the door, they're
like, oh my God.
Exactly. So, but when I met him, he was such a normal looking dude.
That's awesome.
Dude too. It was like, I was like, oh, but he was bigger than I thought. Like, he was stronger.
Is he tall?
No, he's short.
Oh, okay.
But he's stronger than you would think. Like, he's fit, weirdly enough. You never see it on that. Yeah, let's go, Dave. Now, all right, let's do one more of these.
Okay. All right, let's see.
I've never talked about Dave Ramsey on my show before. That's funny.
That's so funny. Oh, that's a good spin this time. I didn't know it was. Spin last time.
Yes.
What is your skincare routine? Oh, I can't. I'm ready to open this can of worms. I know we're supposed to do 15 minutes, but it's about to go longer than that.
Let's do it.
I'm crunchy now.
What does crunchy mean? What does that mean?
Crunchy's like, my skincare, my hair care stuff is like clean.
Oh,
not
so like
low
your oils
tox,
and stuff.
non-tox.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's unrealistic to be non-toxic right now because that stuff is so expensive. But as low tox as I can get, like even my makeup is like clean. It's because it started when I had my daughter, and I couldn't make enough breast milk at one point, so I went to go get formula, and more than half of it was recalled for heavy metals.
Really?
And I was pissed. Then I go down all the stupid ass rabbit holes that you go down. And now it's like we eat all organic. I can't afford to do nothing else because that's all, because I spend it all on organic produce.
I can hear Lauren right now clapping.
Oh, dude.
Because if you walked in, you probably didn't even see it. So over here, Lauren, my girlfriend, she doesn't allow me to drink out of plastic water bottles.
So we just literally, I just installed a couple nights ago our reverse osmosis drinking water system.
Just stop. You're going to give her ideas. She can hear you right now.
I know. We took some of our wedding gift money and bought it because I was like,
those are expensive.
Our water is so bad, like the quality of it. And I'm the same way. I'm like, drink out of glass. I'm one of those. So my skincare routine is very simple. I mean, it's just a pretty clean soap and some beef tallow moisturizer.
See,
that's it, man.
I never realized this. So that question. Right now, we're 2 of 2. It's gone on a run of 13 of 13. 13 guests have spin that wheel, and it went 13 of 13. Right now, we're 2 of 2. One person before you just did that same question. And I learned so much about skincare routine that I need to start implementing.
Well, and it's crazy. Like when you go down when you really start researching, what you put on the inside of your body is more of your skincare routine than whatever you slap on your face.
Have you ever tried some skincare routine that just was really weird? You tried it one time and you'll never do it again.
Not really. Not really. Don't have no crazy story about that. But now I will say, when I can afford Botox one day, I'll probably get some Botox. So that's probably not on the crunchy side of things. But I'm not like too much of a stickler. But I'm very I'm just on that train right now. Well, I got a garden going in the back and kind of thing.
You are living Lauren's dream right now. And first of all, you look absolutely amazing. So you definitely, whatever you're doing is working. Now,
beef tallow.
Yeah, I heard about that. The beef tallow. So yeah, this is for the folks out there that are like me. They're like, what's beef tallow? I didn't realize that my girlfriend uses it too. It's literally in a jar, and it's like, it just sounds so crazy to me. But
it does.
It works, it works.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy, but it's pretty awesome. It's been really great for my skin, at least. But as far as like a big shout out to Skin Farm too in town. I use their soap. It's pretty clean. It's pretty good, and it just worked really well. And then I use a beef tallow moisturizer, which they're probably like, oh my gosh, please use our moisturizer. Well, maybe when I can afford a bunch of it one day, we'll go there.
Well, let me leave you with my last 2 questions here. Okay. Now, the second to last question, we kind of talked about it with that imposter syndrome, but now I'm going to bring it back to something a little different. For the person out there right now that wants to venture in this world of creativeness and become a musician, what are one things that you would tell them to look out for? This is a red flag, but then also give me the green flag. What's a red flag thing for a person just starting out in music or going through music right now? And what's a green flag for somebody?
I feel like they're kind of along the same line, the red flag and the green flag. I feel like especially if you have a moment of success, everybody's going to want to work with you, and it's hard to tell who's good and who's not good. And
You mean genuine, right?
genuine, yeah. And finding, I harp on my management because they're so great right now. You can just tell that they're good people. And but you know, I've had instances where I thought someone was good and they weren't, and they took advantage of me. And so I think as long as you're, you know, I don't know how to really say this how I want to, but if you're good, if your heart's good and you're in a good place, you're able to see the forest for the trees a little bit better. So take care of yourself. Make sure that you're prioritizing your health and your mental health, because this is a tough business. The internet's tough, and protecting your peace is a huge thing, because that can get gone real quick to make it. And so fighting for that, keeping that, holding on to it real tight, helps you to make better decisions. I personally believe through making bad decisions. I've learned that the hard way. And so I'm really blessed. I have the coolest managers right now, and they're the bomb. And they're just so like, you know, what does Kasey want? How can we emphasize Kasey? You know, and it's really cool.
It's having that team around you is something that I would tell anyone to do. And teams doesn't have to mean, you know, if you can't afford management or PR team, and we're not talking about that. Team as in people. Yeah,
anybody, your village, your friends. But you know, and I just heard this term the other day, and it's even better to say, but working on that, because you know your craft is part of your spirit, and you know, working on that spiritual muscle, strengthening that spiritual muscle so that you can have the discernment that you need to understand if the people around you are good, if they're aiding you and you know, helping you go forward, or are they holding you back? And just really working on that spiritual muscle so that you can hear.
I love that. That was probably one of my best answers for that question, for sure. And then my last question. So what are you looking forward to, Kasey, the rest of this year and the top of 2026?
Man, we, you know, obviously more music. We're constantly working on new music and constantly making a plan. So be looking out for that. But also being on the road, we've got these Megan Moroney dates, and we've got some festivals, and we're really excited about. But also we're going to try and maybe, you know, I keep saying this and I probably shouldn't, but whatever. I'm going to try to do some headline dates this year of my own. Somehow, some way. There might be 5 people, there might be 500. I don't freaking know, but we're going to find out some way, form, or fashion. And so be looking out for that.
Well, you know what? I can guarantee you one thing. It's going to be more than 5 people. That's for sure. And then it's definitely, you know, I think from your music and the progression that I've heard and the evolution, especially with this latest album that you put out, it's resonating with a lot of people. There's people right now that are such fans of you, and I guarantee you they'll show up when they do. What's the best way that a fan can go support right now?
I mean, obviously buying the music is huge, buying merch, so that people around you can see, you know, who they need to be listening to. Telling your friends, you know, heading over to socials and giving a follow is always a big deal. And, you know, whenever there is a show coming out, when you can, I mean, that's how you do it. That's how we all grow together. And I'm really, really excited to see everybody this year on the road.
Okay, well, I saw that you brought your guitar here.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what song you're going to play. But the way we tee it off is you look straight in that camera right there. You say your name and you say, "This is how I walk the line," just like the Johnny Cash song, "Walk the Line." And then it'll transition into that song.
Cool.
You ready to do it?
Yep.
All right, after the applause here in 3, 2.
Hey, y'all, I'm Kasey Tyndall, and this is how I walk the line.
The strip club right on Church Street and a liquor store right next door. In this 8-ball town, you put your roots in the ground and your whiskey in your bathroom drawer. Daddy made ends in a Peterbilt, Mama kept baggies in a bra. Ain't no HGTV, Southern Living magazine beats all you ever saw. We got preachers, cheaters, homeroom teachers, county records, back road twiggers, nosy neighbors, moonshine makers, dealers and believers. Say bless your heart, come ask you Said, mind your own, don't cast them stones. But he didn't say nothing about rocks. So the sheriff's kid selling on the corner, putting that silver spoon to the use. Well, he'll be high as a tornado, serving them potatoes for lunch and Sunday afternoon. We got preachers, cheaters, homeroom teachers, county records, back road tweakers, nosy neighbors, moonshine makers, healers and believers. Save unless your heart come as you are. Ain't no prejudice with just crazy Catholics, backwards Baptists, Crystal Methodists. Amen. We got preachers, cheaters, homeroom teachers, county records, back road tweakers, nosy